two, three. Welcome to Pueblo's independent multimedia podcast. It's a long name, but the acronym is pretty neat. What do you think, Saustro?
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Awesome.
Come on.
Thank you. It was my nickname back in middle school, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'll just incorporate it into a podcast. And so.
Sounds great. I love it.
Awesome. So Saustro, bring me to where did you start off with music, and what give me a tour of your musical background.
Yeah, for sure. So I've been playing music pretty much my whole life, really. Like, I joined my first band when I was like in the 8th grade, so I was probably only like 13. And I've been playing metal music for a long time. I've always been a vocalist. And now I play drums, and now I'm a multi instrumentalist as far as when it comes to making more beats and using keyboards and doing a lot of stuff like that. But it started off just being a vocalist. How I started doing the Saustro thing was I didn't really know how to play many instruments, especially like by myself, and I wanted to do open mic nights. Zodiac was doing open mic night for a while. So my friend, I just ended up borrowing my friend's loop pedal one time, and then just like made like a set just with my voice. I just kind of looped a bunch of beats with my voice, and then just did a goofy rap set, and it was super fun, and people ended up liking it. So I've just kept doing it since then, and kind of progressing it more. It started just with a loop pedal and my voice, and now I incorporate a lot of different things. I have a bunch of different keyboards, beat pads, lots of stuff, a bigger looper. So I do a little bit of everything now.
Indeed. When a couple of years ago, when you performed at like another festival of mine, same name, it was like the coolest thing ever. Like you got the crowd into it. It was just like, I can't remember if it was at the coffee shop that I had it, the Grindhouse Cafe. I just can't remember.
I feel like it was at Phil's, to be honest. I think Phil's was probably the last time I played, which is crazy. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I think it was at Phil's Radiator. So, yeah.
It's all coming back to me now. Gosh, Phil's has been gone forever, and it seems like.
Yeah, crazy. But it's been good doing stuff for a while, But, yeah, and I really haven't done the Saustro stuff in quite a bit, to be honest. Probably like over a year, I would say.
Wow.
But, I figured since you're doing the comedy stuff, it would be, because I've been doing a new project called Seance, which is essentially, it's still looping like I do with the other stuff, but it's more serious, like kind of ambient, beat-driven stuff. So I figured Saustro would be better for this fest and be fun. So I'll prepare a full set for it, because I haven't done it in a while, but I'll make sure to have a lot of fun with it.
Heck yeah, dude. It reminds me of like the band back then. It was like Death by Cemetery and Beneath the Floorboards. A couple years. Yep, they would be like around like once a year for my fest, and that was it. But I was like, well, I'm glad like it was like an annual tradition. Now they're doing more shows, so it's much better now. So
yeah, there you go. That's awesome. That's how it goes. It's
Indeed.
Gonna come out of the woodworks for some fun things. So
most definitely. And so Saustro, you have like 6 like tracks on your Bandcamp that I see here. It's the descriptions in the link below, and so tell me your stories of all these 6 tracks, like the recording process and all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So that was just a demo I did a long time ago. That's the one thing that's not as great about the Saustro stuff. It's definitely more of a live act. I haven't really recorded a lot of it, to be honest. That was one thing that I did record a long time ago. I wouldn't say I'm the most proud of it, because I kind of recorded it in all different places and never really mixed it and mastered it all fully together. I just kind of put it out there when I was going on my tour. I just want to have some CDs. But yeah, it's fun. There's some fun tracks. There's a couple. The main one on there is Headbanging. I have a YouTube channel where for Saustro and the Fruity Loops, where it kind of started getting bigger too from me just doing a bunch of rap videos for my dumb songs. So Headbanging's the main one on that, and that one's on there. So that one's super fun. I was gonna do like a 3-part video for some songs. And I think there's one other song that I have a music video for that's on that thing, but we didn't end up doing the 3-part video. So one of them got left out, which is that Reefery song. But it's a pretty fun song. It's fun. Just it's all just fun, goofy kind of themes. Nothing too serious. I love rap and I love that stuff, but I also realize I'm a dumb white guy doing rap, so I like to make sure I don't take it seriously. And it's just fun and a good time, rather than anything.
Indeed. Yep. That's like my favorite. That's my the headbanging music video is like one of my favorite music videos ever.
Oh,
It's
thank
just
you. Yeah.
yeah, so much fun. Like you can tell like everyone was having fun, and like it was snowing. I'm like, you're pretty wild to film a music video in the snow. It was like naughty by nature, and
Yeah.
gave me those vibes.
That's just how it worked. We had to to get all the people in the video. I just wanted all my homies to be in the video. So the first part of the video is here in the spring. So I hit up all my friends and said that we were going to meet up at America the Beautiful Park. So all of them are in there, and then we ended up going to my band Blighter had a show that night up in Denver. So we just went up early and filmed the rest of the video, and then went and chilled at my friend's house in Denver. And I told everyone to come down for that too. So I get to have my Denver friends and my Springs friends all in that video. So it was cool. We just kind of had a little party and had fun about it. Smoked a bunch of blunts, and yeah, it was sick. It was a lot of fun. And then we had to play a show right after. So
Heck
it
yeah,
was a good night.
awesome, gosh. And you mentioned earlier where you're like you were on tour, and what are some of your favorite tour stories?
Um, I have a lot of them, to be honest. I mean, the Saustro stuff is toured. I've done like a full tour. I've probably only toured like 2 or 3 times, I would say. More 2 times. I toured with my friend Kurta, which is he's from Denver. Now he lives in Chicago. But it was incredible going on tour with them. They're like really good friends. It's really easy. We just rented a car and did it because we all just have gear and stuff. So that whole tour was super fun. I ended up missing a date. I ended up messing up a date in Oakland, and then I ended up going to get to see this really cool show in Oakland instead. And then we had to like drive super far back from Oakland all the way to Salt Lake City. And the show ended up getting the promoter just like stopped promoting and didn't do anything. And luckily we showed up super early at this spray paint shop. And they were like, well, the promoter hasn't done anything with it, but you guys can still have the show, but we don't know how to run it. And I was running Flux Capacitor at the time. So I was like, well, I know how to run it. So we just did door. We took all the money. It was with this bigger touring artist named Milo. He was supposed to be on that show too. So a lot of people were going to come for him anyway. So we just ended up running the whole show. It was super cool. Milo goes by like Rap Ferrari now. And yeah, he's like a pretty big rapper now. So it's kind of cool to get to still make that show happen. Because Salt Lake's always hard for me to tour too. I haven't had very good shows. That was the best show I ever played in Salt Lake, but it was kind of because we made it happen. So it's cool.
Indeed. Oh, flux
And
capacitor.
yeah, exactly. Well, no, and the other thing I like about Saustro and touring more is I can just bring my stuff kind of wherever. Like if I just want to travel and I'm going on vacation, or I want to go see some homies out in Seattle or do something, or I've done it a couple times in the Bay Area, just because I know a lot of friends in the Bay Area. So I'll just fly out there for like a week or whatever, and then book a couple shows and just have all my stuff. So I'll just walk around and take Ubers to each show, and yeah, it kind of works out. It's cool to be able to travel and play shows, just like on a vacation. It kind of helps pay for the flight out there, and then I get to hang with friends.
Indeed. Man, that's awesome. Like I've heard like I've been to Amoeba in LA, but I have yet to go to Amoeba in Berkeley. So some
Yeah, I've never been to Amoeba in Berkeley either. I've been to Amoeba in LA and Hollywood and a couple other ones, but I never went to the Berkeley one either.
indeed that shop is pretty awesome. Yep.
Yeah, Amoeba's a little too much for me sometimes. I love it. I love it, but it's so overwhelming.
I'd always buy laser discs because when I lived out there, that was like my addiction was just laser discs, and so
Oh, there you go. You
I
had a
would
player too?
I still do.
Okay, that's sick. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's like the one that like has like you could put like a Sega Genesis thing in there, and you can play Sega games.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
my son, we were at Independent the other day, and my son saw Toy Story Laserdisc. It was all big. He wanted to buy it because he thought it was a record at first. I was like, no, this is like a Laserdisc. and I almost bought it, but I didn't end up buying it. So I
So
have no
cool.
use for it, really. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it looks cool though.
it does. I have I like back home in Colorado. I have a bunch of like the horror laser discs, but I only brought the Clive Barker collection with me out here, and
Okay.
so yep, got this really big old box set of Hellraiser, the original one,
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
a black one, but like you can see like his pins coming through the cover of it. So it's
That's
pretty
cool.
dope. Yeah, indeed. I love that stuff. But yeah, so you mentioned flux capacitor, and I remember going in there, and there was a band practicing, which is a band practicing down the hall from you now. So,
Yeah.
what were some of your favorite memories of flux capacitor, favorite shows, and all that stuff?
Flux was great. It was awesome. We had it for 2 years. Which was intense. I mean, it was really cool. Like I would never be able to do that now anymore because we ran all the shows. We didn't make any money. We did all the shows like late at night. I would work at 7 in the morning now. Like I got a kid now, so like it's a lot harder to do. But it was really awesome time and really cool for what we did. But yeah, there were so many good shows. We had Black Delicious play there, or like Gift of Gab. That one was really cool. Really good hip hop show. Um, this band Bear Cubbin played. It was kind of funny. Like it was just kind of random. I think my friend Sam like accidentally booked the show or something like that happened, and this band hit us up and said, "Oh, hey, we're still supposed to play the show. Do you know what's going on with it?" And I was like, I don't know who the hell booked the show. I had no idea what happened, but it was on their date, and I was like, okay, let's do it. And then they ended up being like one of the sickest bands ever. And the drummer played for Smashing Pumpkins for a little. He was like a younger kid, and he played for Smashing Pumpkins for a little while, and they were sick. It was like really cool, like math rock type of stuff. So there was just always random crazy stuff going on there. That was really cool. So it's cool to be able to do that. We were still running shows. We're still doing the same thing up here. Just don't have the building for it, but we throw shows over at Vultures, and we have another spot that we throw shows at every once in a while too. So yeah, we still keep it going, but I definitely do miss that building. It was fun.
Indeed, it was like the building reminded me of like Reservoir Dogs when the dude gets his ear cut off.
Yeah.
Like the whole layout, just like when I walked in there, this reminds me of Reservoir Dogs, like the ramp and everything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, awesome. So Vultures, it's like my buddy does comedy open mics there, and so his
Yeah,
name's
Joe Bruno.
yep, and
Yeah,
Charlie draws the vulture on there and everything. He always
yeah,
shows me
yeah.
his artwork. But yeah, how's the shows like in at the Vulture?
They've been great. Yeah, they've been doing really good. We've been, uh, my brother's been booking some more shows there. I book shows there every once in a while, usually through my brother. I've been working door there, so a lot of the shows are always super cool. And then I also host karaoke there every Tuesday. So that's been fun. Cool to get to do that. I used to do it over at Fritzy's, but I'm no longer there anymore. So just been doing it on Vulture. So it's fun. We're still kind of trying to build a clientele and get people up, but it's been nice.
Indeed, I've never been, but if I'll try to make it, I'm planning on getting there on Sunday, the July 16th, to help set everything up and everything. So we'll
Yeah,
see what happens.
yeah, totally.
Indeed, like when I moved back home to Colorado, I was like, gosh, I lived in Pueblo West, and so it was always a long drive, and then it's always a long. It's just
Yeah,
past the deserts and the foxes and everything,
that's
snakes.
how it goes. I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't mind the
indeed.
Pueblo West though, because it's kind of in between Pueblo and Springs, so I feel like it's kind of not too bad. Only 30 minutes about each way, so
Yeah,
it's
that's not
good.
bad at all, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, what's your favorite song to sing at karaoke?
For me to sing at karaoke, I sing a lot of Sade. I like singing Smooth Operator.
Oh,
I usually
nice.
sing. I just sing like female bangers. Sing Jennifer Lopez, Waiting for Tonight. It's a good one. I sing some LaBouche. Get wild. just like to have fun. I like to have a fun. I like when people come and have good voices at karaoke too. But my karaoke is definitely more of like just a party, kind of have a fun time, sing. Don't worry if your voice is good. We're just gonna have a good time and have fun.
Oh yeah. Speaking of LaBouche, like I remembered, like I don't have anything posted on my TikTok. I just wanted to reserve it. But like your TikToks are just hilarious. You incorporate your record shop in there, What's Left
Oh
records,
yeah, thanks.
and you sing What's LaBouche and a bunch of other classics. You get me every. I
Yeah,
love it. Like it's just such a
we just
great
have
way to.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, TikTok's kind of weird because I love being on TikTok and it's cool, but TikTok more for anything for me is just like a good editing platform. It's just easy to edit my videos and make them quick and add music onto it, and that's the reason why I use it more than anything because it's just super easy to edit videos and get them out. Because if I'm doing other stuff, it just takes too long. So I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna do it through here. I haven't tried to get a huge platform on there, but it's grown a little bit. I have at least 1,000 followers and stuff, so I can go live on there and stuff. So that's cool.
Wow, that's more than what I got. But
Which I haven't. I've never gone live. I was like thriving to get live, and then once I had the ability to do it, I've never really done it. It's really weird and awkward for me. I don't know why.
for sure,
I should. I want to try to perform on there more, but it's never really happened. So
indeed. Maybe you could live stream your performance at the fest.
yeah, there we go. It's a good idea. I'll get flagged though for taking my clothes off.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We'll see though. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember like your recent Outcast video, like the Love Below, in Speaker Box, and I tagged
Oh
the
yeah.
members of Outcast.
I know. I was like, oh no, I don't want that. They're gonna come see that. I'm gonna get sued.
Yeah.
It's too funny.
Free advertisement for us.
Yeah, I'm just trying to sell the records. I sold it after that, so it worked out.
Hell yeah,
It's a
dude.
$55 record, yeah.
Wow, that's good stuff. Yep. I remember going to your shop when Michael Sword was taking me to the airport, and so I
Oh
picked up some
yeah.
stickers. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He's a good fellow for sure.
I love Mike. He's great. Well, I'm glad I'm playing on the same day because their band's playing. I think they'll play like a little bit after mine. I'm pretty sure my set. I think a Turner Reverie is playing that day.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Some barbarian war metal sounds pretty good.
Yeah, we're gonna get crazy. We're gonna have fun. Yeah, I didn't know whether the Saustro set or not, but yeah, I think it will be more fun than my seance stuff. So we'll have a good time, especially if it mixes with a comedy.
For sure. How do you come up with the names of your bands like Saustro and Seance and Blighter and stuff?
They're all super dumb. I am terrible at coming up with names. So Saustro. So if you listen to that album, which, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that album. I don't play a lot of songs from it. But the first song is it says, and they say, why they call you Saustro? And it says, because I put sauce on everything, and my last name's Ostro. So it's like Saustro. I like sauce. I like sauce a lot. I play in a black metal band called Sauce, S-A-U-S. So it's just like Saustro. That's kind of what I've grown into. Because Saustro, So that's how that is. Seance, I just kind of wanted a darker, better, kind of more serious name for like my ambient stuff and more beat-driven stuff. So Seance worked really well. But see, this goes again, which I'm ruining the secret right now. But yeah, my name's spelled S-E-A-N. So S-E-A-N-C-E is Seance. So it's essentially like Shantz. But it's like real close and it's still dark and cool too. So yeah, get it.
Good stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
And like when I saw your album cover, it reminded me of like No Limit and Cash Money like back in the day. Like
yeah, that's definitely what I was going for that. I just asked my friend to make a total old school gangster rap album, but it has dumb stuff on it. It's got like the big booty girls, but it has smoothies and my Volvo because I had a Volvo at the time. So it's just super dumb, and a bunch of Fruit Loops and stuff all over because it's Saustro and the Fruity Loops. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I love it. It's man, you have like this energy that's so awesome on stage, and I just love it. Like when I saw you like before the festival happened, that it was probably at Phil's or the Rainbow or something, but
yeah,
you just tore it up. I'm like, this guy is just awesome. Like you have the stage presence, you have like the energy, like your showmanship is just on point. It's like that's why I love seeing you like live every time I go back home whenever I get the chance to. So.
Oh, I appreciate it. I haven't played in Pueblo in a while, so hopefully we'll get a bunch of people out. It'll be super cool. And my set's like quite a bit different since I've done it then. I just have like a lot of gear now, so rather than just hearing me loop my voice, like I'm able to. It sounds a little bit better. It's a little more fun. I got a lot of interludes, got a lot of stuff like that. So I'll try to prepare a better set for this night because I haven't done it in a minute. Hopefully we'll get a whole crew from the Springs to come down too because I haven't played in a while. Maybe a lot of torch under my ass to play more Saustro shows too because I like doing Saustro stuff, but I don't know. I've kind of been more just on a neutral, like kind of sad side lately. Not a bad thing, but it's just hard being that goofy self all the time. Like I like doing it, but if I'm like all depressed, I'm not trying to take my clothes off and get all crazy. Sometimes I like to, but but I like taking my music a little more serious and doing stuff. Sometimes it's nice to get off stage and people say, "Hey, great set," rather than like, "Oh, that was hilarious," which is great too. It all picks and choose, but that's why I kind of haven't done it in a minute. I would say I'm just kind of more in a serious mood lately, but I'm ready. I'm ready to get out of the box and get crazy. Let's do it.
Indeed. And I remember you did like some stand up, like when I did stand up back in Pueblo. Do you still do stand up?
I've never really quite done actual like stand up. I mean, I've used the Saustro set as stand up kind of because I can't just stand there and talk. I can't do it. I'm terrible with it. Like coming up, I could be a funny person. I have a lot of fun and I consider myself funny, but I think there's a big difference in being funny and being a stand-up comedian, because just preparing stuff like I stutter a lot when I try to do stuff like that. So, I mean, that's why I've kind of used the Saustro stuff to kind of do. I've done some comedy shows, but I've just kind of done the songs, and just kind of done it that way. Yeah.
Indeed, most definitely. I have since retired back in February, but it was just a good 10-year run. But I'm like, it's just a different game now. It's just like,
yeah. No, I feel you.
Yep.
It's hard.
There's too many.
I can't talk to people.
Indeed, too many internet comedians nowadays. It's just like,
oh no, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
I'm more like old school, like dirty, filthy, and like none of my material would, go up there on social media pretty good. So it's like, if you want my dirty stuff, I have a secret link to my secret stand-up special, and it's just gross.
So. That's how it goes. It's kind of hard with the PC culture now to even be a comedian. I feel just because as much as like I love it, I feel like it should be back and forth. As long as like you're using these things as satire and not like totally demeaning people. You can I love filthy comedy sometimes too. It's great, but it's hard nowadays because everyone's always going to get offended. So just rather not even try.
Indeed, I always make sure the joke's on me though, and just get like, I don't know. It's just maybe I grew up on like Richard Pryor and Dolomite and stuff, and Eddie Murphy. Those are like, and Carlin. Those are like my main influences. So.
Yeah. They're great, and they're always all dirty and crazy like that. It's a little harder to do now. People get kind of pissed when you're doing that stuff nowadays, but that's how it goes. Even with all the new Dave Chappelle stuff and all that. I mean, even listening to Robin Williams' old comedy, his stand-up stuff, it's great, but it's super filthy. It's crazy, but I love it.
Indeed.
When it comes to comedy, more for me, I go for like the real dry humor, like Mitch Hedberg and stuff. He's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, his one-liners are just
too good, dude. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Indeed. I've been watching like back in like a couple months ago. I saw his like Letterman performance. I'm like, man, he's like wise beyond his years.
He's a true one. Rest in peace.
Most definitely.
All the real true ones usually always end up passing too, which sucks, but it's just how it goes.
That's why I'm happy being a storyteller. It's like, yeah, that's my next venture.
Yeah, right.
Indeed, much more easier.
Yeah. No, for sure.
In music, who's your favorite storyteller?
In music, my favorite storyteller? It's hard. To be honest, I mean, the first that comes to mind is there's this guy, Kyle Grove. It's like Kiel Grove. Kyle Grove. He's like a really good folk artist. And he comes and plays. He travels all the time. He used to live in Colorado for a little while. But he travels all the time and plays, and he's just a folk artist. But he always just like sits down and he has like a little nightstand next to him with a little lamp and then he just like tells stories all the time. He's like great at telling stories, and then he sings songs about it, and it's awesome. He's actually coming to play at 6-2, the DIY spot that we run every once in a while. He's coming to play on June 8th. So if anyone's watching this and want to come down and see him, he's really good. It's going to be a mixed genre show. He'll be doing folk stuff, and then there's this really cool hardcore band called Zero Function from Wyoming that's going to play, and then a couple other like local punk bands and stuff. So it'll be a good time.
Indeed. Gosh, you're awesome with like making like keeping the DIY like local bands afloat and giving them platforms. That's you and your brother both. It's like or that triple nickel or wherever like
Yeah.
Vultures 6-2 now. And
Yeah, it's fun. We're just always booking. I mean, people hit us up to book shows and do stuff, and yeah, so we always will. We're about it. And like me and him own the record store here now. So we just like being in the community and having people be able to come out and go to shows and do stuff. Like that's what we love. It's like I love making music and doing stuff, but I love having a scene here. Colorado Springs, like it's kind of hard sometimes. Pueblo, all that stuff. It's smaller stuff, so you need to have people who have thrive and want to make that stuff happen, make it happen. So that's why we just continue to do it. It's nice as hard and harder as it is nowadays for me to do it because I got a 5-year-old son that I'm pretty much, just being a single father and doing all that stuff it's a lot to do, but it's super rad and it's fun and I love it, and we'll always keep doing it, and I'll be able to pass that on to him in the long run. So,
indeed, congrats on being a pops and everything. That's awesome.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yep, good stuff. And so the event is all ages too. So if you can't find a babysitter,
all right,
party with you. So, yep. But
if it wasn't my Saustro set, I would. I'm not. He's not ready to see that side of his dad yet. He likes the music videos because he's in one of the music videos when he's a little baby, so he wants to watch that all the time. But I kind of got to cover his ears because it's still really dirty. I cuss a lot.
Oh yeah, yep. And the comedians will probably cuss a lot too and be graphic. So
I mean, he's fine with it, but still, I'd rather just go hang out.
For sure, that'd be awesome. And like the whole Pueblo scene loves you, so they'll hope.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Indeed, they'll probably fit like 150 people in there, and so should be every day. Hopefully, it reaches capacity. If not, I'm not too worried about it because there's no ticket sales to sell tickets or nothing. So we're good.
Well, I'm excited. I just want to see all the friends. That's all I can do. So I'm stoked.
Hell yeah, bud. So one last question, since I look like a Ninja Turtle and you wear a Ninja Turtle shirt, who's your favorite Ninja Turtle and why?
I'd probably say Michelangelo.
My man.
He's just the partier, pizza guy, chill. I just love the party. That's the fun comedy. He always has a good time. I think Michelangelo would be my favorite.
He's my favorite too. He's
yeah.
I love pizza.
I'm really excited for the new Ninja Turtles movie. It's gonna be super awesome.
Hell yeah, dude! With Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
At the helm.
Well, it's the director or whoever who made the Into the Spider-Verse movies too, and those movies are like I just saw the new one yesterday, and it was like probably the best movie of the year. It's so good. I just love the animation, and those movies are crazy. So I'm really excited to see what they do with Ninja Turtles.
Indeed. I watched the new one yesterday too on IMAX. It was just.
Did you? Yeah. See, I haven't seen it in IMAX yet. I'm gonna go back and see it in IMAX. I bet it would be cool. I'm a little bummed that they didn't do it in 3D. To be honest, it kind of made me mad.
Totally.
But it still ruled. The movie was still awesome. So I'll always go see those movies. They kill it. I thought it was so good. Indeed. I had to see it opening day. It's like my son's favorite movie too. So we're like, yep.
Indeed. If you ever get the chance, well, like when I saw it on IMAX, like the screen looked like it was 3D half the time. I'm like, I should have brought my glasses.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that movie's already pretty 3D. Like the animation's crazy, but that's why. But I saw the first one in 3D, and it blew my mind. It was like the best 3D movie I've ever seen. That's why I was like waiting so long for this one to come out and hoping it was coming out in 3D, and I was so bummed that it wasn't. Because that one like literally was so crazy in 3D. I got really high and went and saw it, and it was fucking awesome. That was like before I had my son and everything. So it's like everyone's, I say, oh, we're gonna go see the Spider-Man movie, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm sure your son will love it. It's like I would be going regardless, but he loves it too, so we're excited.
For sure. And like all I could hear was like I couldn't hear Miles. I just heard Raekwon the chef the whole time.
Oh right.
because he was him in the Hulu series. I'm like, that's
Oh
all I could
yeah.
hear was Raekwon.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't think about that. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
So now that you watch it again, you're just like, oh, that's Raekwon the chef.
Yeah, right. I know. I got to watch the whole Wu-Tang series. I started watching it and then I never finished it. My Hulu is always back and forth. Sometimes I have it, sometimes I don't. I always forget the password.
Oh, for
So
sure.
I
The
got to get back on and watch it.
the final season's so good. Like,
Oh, I bet.
oh man, yep, much better than the second one because RZA was trying too hard. But yeah,
Yeah, that's how it goes.
yeah, awesome. Well, Sasha, thanks for being my guest on the show. Is there any final words you'd like
Yeah.
to give out to the audience?
No, just come out to the Sareth Fest. It's gonna be super fun. If you're looking for shows up in Colorado Springs and stuff too, we're always running stuff here, doing a lot of stuff. My other project, Seance, is playing on June 4th, or I'm playing this Sunday at Bar K or Doghouse. So come down to that if you want to see the more serious stuff. Come through the record store sometimes if you're looking for cool scenes and cool stuff. You know, things are happening. So yeah, just come on out and reach out, please.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sastro. You rock, dude, and we'll see you at the fest and all that stuff. Can't wait to see you perform again.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, bud. See you next time, and for everyone else, catch us on the next episode. Coming soon. See you later, everyone. Take care of yourself and be well. Awesome.